Hey you guys, Carl Wockner here. Today we're going to talk about in-ear monitors and how to build your own in-ear monitor system. Some venues can be extremely noisy and damaging to your ears. Some places you get minimal sound check time, so you can't get everything right and you're constantly adjusting things. But basically the modern approach to this, what a lot of venues are turning to, a lot of festivals and touring artists are turning to, are what's called in-ear monitors. And for those that don't know what they look like, these are them. This is kind of like a little in-ear bud that you just poke in your ear, listen to music with. A lot of people have them for iPhones or whatever. This is a custom mold version of that. So a lot of touring artists still use these because they perfectly mold to your ears, and you just get they're a comfier fit. You get better quality of sound. The deal is you're trying to eliminate the noise on the stage, getting your sound directly into your ears without any sacrifice of quality. What I've got here is my in-ear monitor rig. This is what I use for festivals, touring. I can even use this to double as a mixer if I need to run sound out through front, or sometimes I can use this just purely for my own purpose to get the sound right in my ears. The best part about an in-ear monitor rig is it's generally set and forget, so you don't have to constantly do a sound check and say, oh, I need a little more guitar in I need a little more of this, a little less of that. And if you've got 5 or 6 band members on the stage doing the same thing, it can turn into hours, and not even quite getting it completely right. This is a pretty base model. This is just a Behringer X-Air mixer. It's what I use for this exact purpose. They're very cheap, great bang for buck. There's no knobs or anything. There's nothing to dial, but there's kind of an app on this iPad. There's all the things you can adjust your own mix in there. If you need to know more information about digital mixers, you can check them out. The best thing about a digital mixer, however, is there's no turning parts, right? Everything's done in the app. With that in mind, you can set all of your settings based on this particular microphone, how I want to sing into this microphone, exactly the volume that I want to hear in my ears. You can set every member of the band or every performer that's on the stage. You can mix it all in through there on the app in rehearsals or some other performances and leave it. So let me just run quickly through my rig here, and this is just a standard Furman power conditioner. They're not expensive. Cool thing about this though, apart from conditioning power, is on the back of it 8 outlets. So you can plug in a bunch of different things into this. So it's a handy one plug operation, and then everything else gets powered off this one thing. Moving down, it's my digital mixer. If you're in a band, I'd recommend like a Behringer X32 rack. Midas versions, MR18s. There's so many different versions of them. You can check it out. I'm just going to teach you how to plug it all in. That's what I got here, and you'll notice this little bit over here, that's an external Wi-Fi router. A lot of the cheaper units like this Behringer, it's got a built-in wireless router, so you can hook directly up to your iPad or phone or Android device. I just like a little bit of a faster one with no dropouts, so I bought this I think for like $3 at Goodwill, and it's been running really great. Alright, after that I've got all my instruments plugged into there, and I come up here, I just set this on top because I use it all the time, but this is my Shure wireless transmitter and receiver. So I'm totally wireless. I have no wires plugged into my guitar or into my ears. So all that does is take the information that I would send to a wedge or to my ears, transmit it to this, plug my ears in, stick that on my belt, and I can hear anything that I dial in through the mixer. Another part of my little rig is a microphone splitter. So if you're in a band, you'll need a few of these or a rack version of these for every input that you would want to have in the band. So kick drum, snare drum, bass, every microphone, every vocal microphone, and guitar input, you'd want to have something like this, which is a splitter. Quick scenario, you're at a music festival or a live music venue and you want to use this system, right? So for the purpose of this system, let's just say that you've got one microphone and one guitar to plug in. So let's say you get the microphone, I've got this trusty little splitter here, microphone splitter. All that does is split the signal 3 different ways. So what I will do is unplug this microphone that's already provided to me from the venue or the music festival. I'll take this and plug it straight in. Meaning I'm still sending this signal straight to the mixing engineer or whatever. I take that signal out of there and plug it back into the microphone. So what I've done, all I've done is plug this microphone into something that splits the signal 2 times out. One goes back to where it was already going before to the mixing engineer, and another one goes to my system. Okay, so I've just intercepted the signal on the way through. It hasn't altered the signal, it hasn't changed anything. The beauty about these microphone splitters is it's got a transformer in here, so it eliminates any ground noise, so you don't get any hums or anything like you can get for some faulty cables that do the same thing. These are really great. You can get rack mount if you've got multiple microphones or if you're in a band. For me, I only need one microphone. I do the rest with DIs. Now for the acoustic guitar. This is what you'll see on a stage anywhere. It's a DI box. It's where you plug your acoustic guitar or guitar. Basically all it does is it transforms something that's an unbalanced signal, which is like a guitar jack, into a balanced signal, which is a 3-pin XLR cable, which means you can send the signal over a long distance and it's balanced, which means there's less hum, less ground noise. Sounds better, right? You would typically just plug your acoustic guitar straight into the input, which is what you should totally do. Do that. The cool thing about DI is it's already got a little transformer in there. So for this purpose, you can split it pretty easily. I use a few DIs for my personal live setup. These are already plugged in, lucky me. And what I would do is on every DI, you'll notice an input, an output, which is the 3-pin, which already goes to the mixing engineer or the stage. Then there's a through signal. So the through signal just basically goes straight in the input and comes straight out the through. So if you want to plug into an amplifier or if you want to plug into another mixer or something, that's the perfect spot to plug out. So let's get the one that we're already plugged in. I'm going to plug out of the through signal, and it's going to go all the way around and up into here, into channel 1. So what I've essentially done is I've taken this microphone and this DI, and I've intercepted it halfway, and then split it with this and with this. And now I'm plugged, not these, but now technically I'm plugged into these 2 channels. So I've intercepted the signals, I've plugged them right here, the guitar, the microphone, and all I need is my trusty little iPad, my mixer, and I'll adjust whatever I need, okay, to get the sound that I need in my ears. And basically what happens is the sound comes out of one of these outs, it goes straight into my Shure unit, into my belt pack, and into my ears. And so the beauty is I'm then in total control of what I hear for myself, and then the stage or the sound engineer is only in charge of what everybody else is hearing. It'll sound fantastic out there, but they don't have to worry about the extra time spent getting the mix right for you in your ears or in your wedges. Best thing about this, especially as in a band or if you've got a specific setup like myself, I usually run, with my loop system, I usually run 4 to 6 DIs, and they've all got different EQ on there, they've all got different settings on there specific to my requirements, and also a vocal mic. So that's 7, it can be between 5 and 7 inputs. And if I'm looking for something specific, especially for what I'm hearing back, shave 20 minutes off my performance setup time. So if you're a band, I highly recommend this. The best thing about this unit is you can roll into a festival, split the signal really quick. You've already got a signal dialed in, you just need to turn it up or down or make some minor adjustments, and then the front of house mixing engineer can go from there. Alternate, a couple of options for you. You can check out, maybe for around $50, you can even get yourself up and running. I get a super cheap pair, even a base model pair of like Shures or something, they'll retail you for around $100. Or I've even seen some basic IEM monitors for around $20 online. I wouldn't speak too super highly of their quality, but they're worth a shot, and if that's all you got to spend, hey man, try it out. All that you would need aside from that is just a headphone extension, basic headphone extension, and a series of a couple of different connections. I've just taped them kind of together. Show up to the stage or the venue, and all you need to do is unplug the wedge or the floor monitor with the sound engineer's permission, and just say, hey, I've got my own stuff going on here, and you plug it directly into that, and it'll come straight to your ears. Describe the mix that you want to the engineer, but in terms of equipment that you need, that's it. One step up from that, however, is eliminate the cables, and we can just go to wireless setup. So, there's some pretty cheap wireless setups for the same deal. You would just take this Well, that concludes all I can think about for in-ear monitors right up until this point. If I've missed something or you've got any questions, please hit me on any of my social media or a comment on any of my YouTube videos, which you should totally check out all of my other videos. I'm going to try and do a little more tech talk stuff like this, as well as my live performance videos. Hopefully you guys get something out of this. Please subscribe. I really love the support, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.